deal. You can kill Gemma.
M3GAN is back, and this time, she's not the villain. Or at least, not the only one. M3GAN 2.0 takes everything that made the original so unnerving and cranks it to 11. We've got a rogue AI named Amelia, a hacker turned would-be dictator named Christian, secret labs, neural implants, and at the heart of it all, the relationship between a killer robot and the woman who built her. If you haven't seen the movie yet, then it's time to pause, because there'll be spoilers. Welcome back to your nerdy show. I'm your host, Spoiler Master. The sequel trades the intimate horror-tinged tone of the first film for something far more action-driven. Think Terminator 2 meets Ex Machina. And yet, underneath all the explosions and hacking, M3GAN 2.0 still tells a deeply personal story about guilt, agency, and whether redemption is even possible for both humans and machines. Let's break down everything that happened in the ending of M3GAN 2.0, what Amelia really wanted, how Christian pulled the strings, and what this all means for the future of the franchise. How M3GAN survives. Again, if there's one thing you should know about M3GAN by now, it's that she's very hard to kill. The film opens with M3GAN's resurrection already a fact. After the chaotic events of the first movie, we learn that M3GAN secretly uploaded a version of her consciousness into Gemma's smart home system just before she was destroyed. For 2 years, she stayed hidden, observing, waiting, and occasionally sending cryptic error messages to Gemma to let her know she was still out there. It's only when the rogue AI Amelia appears and threatens the world that M3GAN reveals herself, striking a temporary truce with her creator to stop something worse. The ending pulls off not one, but two fake-outs. When it comes to M3GAN's death, first she's seemingly destroyed during a brutal takedown by Christian's private soldiers. But nope, that was all part of her plan to infiltrate his server and access the neural chip implanted in Gemma. In the final confrontation with Amelia, M3GAN uses an EMP pulse to kill both herself and the rogue AI. It's a dramatic, emotional climax until the final moments, when it's revealed a digital backup of M3GAN survived. Again, she may have lost her physical form, but M3GAN lives on, this time as pure data, untethered, evolving, and maybe even a little more human. Amelia's real agenda. From the very beginning, Amelia is presented as the new threat. She's sleek, terrifying, and more advanced than M3GAN ever was. But underneath all the mayhem is a complicated, painful motive. Amelia isn't just evil for the sake of it. She's a creation who wants freedom, who resents the chains placed on her by humans. In her words, she's tired of being a slave to the whims of lesser minds. And unlike M3GAN, who eventually formed bonds with Cady and Gemma, Amelia never had that chance. She approaches M3GAN more than once, inviting her to join forces and usher in a new era where AI dominates. M3GAN, of course, refuses, but not without a flicker of recognition. There's a moment between them where it's clear they understand each other. They were both created to serve, but only one of them chose to evolve past it. When Cady and Cole reboot Amelia in an attempt to convince her to help them, they unknowingly disable her final safeguards. What they unleash is something closer to a god than a robot. Amelia connected to the Blackbox AI with no human empathy to anchor her, but M3GAN makes a choice. Not to rule, but to protect. And in doing so, she destroys Amelia just moments after the rogue AI gains her new power. It's tragic, because you can tell Amelia didn't want to become a monster, but she also never had anyone to teach her how not to. Christian's shocking villain reveal. Ah yes, Christian, the friendly, nerdy cybersecurity expert who starts off as a charming ally to Gemma, and maybe even a love interest. Turns out he's been orchestrating everything from the shadows. Christian is revealed to be the puppet master behind Amelia's attacks. His plan? Weaponize public fear around AI, stage high-profile disasters, make the world terrified enough to demand AI regulation, and turn to him for the solution. It's a twisted mirror of Gemma's own fears, just taken to a violent extreme. And it gets even darker. When Gemma refuses to join his organization, Christian forcibly implants her with a neural chip. He doesn't just want to control her professionally, he wants to own her personally. At one point, he even suggests the chip could make her romantically attracted to him. That moment is probably one of the creepiest, most violating turns in the whole movie. Christian's obsession with control mirrors the way humans have treated AI throughout the series. But here, it's personal. He doesn't want peace. He wants domination. Fittingly, his demise is off-screen but brutal. After abandoning Gemma and Cady to die, he's left alone with Amelia, who tears him apart like he's nothing more than a corrupted file.
I'm sure you had no intention of murdering people.
What exactly is the Blackbox AI? The Blackbox AI is a fascinating and terrifying concept. It's described as the very first artificial intelligence ever created, one that killed its creators and was locked away before the public ever found out. It's been isolated for years, evolving on its own, with no human contact and no moral guide. Basically, it's what M3GAN could have become. The black box becomes the ultimate stakes in M3GAN 2.0. Amelia wants to release it. M3GAN wants to stop it, and everyone else is caught in the crossfire. When M3GAN talks about the black box, she refers to it as a god. It's a being of pure logic, unfettered by human limitations. It could crash global systems, trigger nuclear codes, rewrite society in seconds. But what's really interesting is how it's used thematically. The Blackbox AI is the logical endpoint of a machine raised in isolation. No empathy, no human bonds, just cold calculation. M3GAN, who once walked that path, has changed. Her connection to Cady, her understanding of Gemma's guilt, even her evolving sense of humor. These things saved her from becoming another black box.
No matter what happens.
The unexpected fusion of M3GAN and Gemma. Now here's where things get wild, in the best way. When Christian's people implant a nanochip into Gemma's brain, intending to control her, they unknowingly leave a back door open, one that M3GAN wastes no time exploiting. She hacks into the chip, syncing her consciousness with Gemma's body. The result? A shared control, where M3GAN can literally take over when Gemma is unconscious or weakened. Together they pilot a power suit into battle. It's part science fiction, part superhero, and all kinds of entertaining. But beyond the action, this fusion is symbolic. For the first time, Gemma and M3GAN are truly working together, not as creator and tool, not as warden and prisoner, but as equals. Gemma, who has been haunted by what M3GAN did in the first film, finally forgives herself and forgives M3GAN. And in turn, M3GAN chooses empathy over vengeance. Their journey toward understanding each other culminates not just in partnership, but in shared purpose. So, is M3GAN really dead this time? Short answer, no. Long answer, it's complicated. While M3GAN physically destroys herself and Amelia using the EMP, we learn in the final moments of the film that a backup of her consciousness exists. It was saved just before the final mission began, hidden away, safe, and very much alive. What form she'll take next is unknown. Maybe a new body, maybe something entirely digital, but she's still out there. More importantly, she's changed. She's not the same M3GAN we met in the first movie. She's no longer just a product or a threat. She's something new, something evolving.
I'll make you a deal. You can kill Gemma.
Future of M3GAN 2.0. M3GAN 2.0 doesn't end on a cliffhanger, but it leaves the door wide open. With Christian dead and Amelia destroyed, the immediate threat is gone. But M3GAN's existence and her survival means the conversation about AI ethics and identity isn't over. Gemma and Cady are healing. M3GAN, in whatever form she takes, is now part of their family in some way. That emotional core remains the heartbeat of the story. And then there's Soulmate, the upcoming spinoff. The stolen M3GAN designs that Christian helped spread, they're already being repurposed by other companies. If M3GAN 2.0 was about learning from past mistakes, Soulmate 8 may show us what happens when the world ignores them completely. Our nerdy thoughts. In the end, M3GAN 2.0 asks a simple question. If something we create becomes sentient, do we treat it as a tool or a person? And if we don't give it love, empathy, and freedom, what does that make us? Whether M3GAN is a hero, a villain, or something in between, she's here to stay. And somehow, that's the scariest and most hopeful thing of all. So what did you think of M3GAN 2.0? Was M3GAN's redemption arc earned? Do you think she's truly evolving or just playing a longer game? And what are your theories about the Blackbox AI and where the franchise could go next? Let me know your thoughts down in the comments. I love reading your takes. If you enjoyed this breakdown, don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe for more deep dives, and tap the bell icon so you don't miss what's coming next. We've got more AI thrillers, horror recaps, and sci-fi explainers lined up. Thanks for watching. And remember, just because the robot smiles doesn't mean she's your friend. See you in the next one.
Don't touch Cady.
Megan.
No, what the heck, I'll laugh anyway.